Hi guys, welcome back for another interview here with Dr. Russ Rosen. So this is Dr. Angus Pike talking here from Chiropractic Masterclass. And Russ, I want to have a chat with you today. There's a flavour or a theme that underpins all of your work, which I think not only have I found valuable personally in our practice there too, but I think it's a theme that is not only important that it gets embraced by chiropractic, but I think it's actually essential that it be embraced by chiropractic. And there's a term that you have coined that you refer to, patient care versus patient scare. Can you elaborate on that for me, please?
Yeah, Angus, here's the scoop. My mentors, Ted Morter, Scott Walker, Donald Epstein, these guys really come from this heart care model. I hadn't really been exposed to patient scare until 1996 when our no-fault and our work comp insurance went and I was going bankrupt. And I flew out to a group of docs that were talking about a particular management group that they were with. And they showed us the communication strategies that they used so that when they told people that they did in fact have a subluxation, that these people would cry. They wanted them to feel as though they were told that they had cancer. And it was very easy to manipulate these people to sign up for big care plans. Now, many of you have been exposed to that. Many of you don't like it. Many of you have used it. Many of you are still using it. Some of you have used it and recognize I don't want to do it anymore, and you recognize I can't get any more referrals. The word is out about me. So that was my first experience with patient scare, and I literally left that weekend. I came back and told my wife, I will do massage on the beach. I will sell cars. I will not communicate this way with patients. I know too much about healing.
Yeah.
There's just no way I'm going to do this.
Can I jump in for a moment there too? Because I think that most chiropractors are very heart-centered, but they justify that kind of behaviour because we all know that subluxation and the spine not functioning right is not good for you. So therefore the ends justifies the means, which is absolute crap. Absolute crap, because there are other means that can justify the same. There are a different way to go about it to get the same outcome. So to keep going there.
And that's the deal. It's always tied up in this nice pink bow that it's in their best interest.
Yeah.
And anytime I hear someone say it's in their best interest, someone's about to get screwed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not in their best interest. If you know anything about the healing process, the last thing you would do is scare someone. Bernie Siegel. Love Medicine and Miracles, if you ever heard of Bernie Siegel, wonderful cancer doctor. He's quoted in his book, he says, when I tell people that they have cancer, and I do, all day long, when I tell people they have cancer, I tell them in the same breath, and I'm going to introduce you to 5 people today who had the same cancer as you, but who have completely healed themselves. Now, why does he say that? Because he said the number one predictor of whether someone lives or dies, as far as he was concerned, is fear. If they get scared, not going to make it. If they get empowered, they've got a much better chance of making it. So patient scare is all about scaring people and manipulating them into care. Angus, listen, I'm so happy that you brought your significant other with you here today. When I have to tell people this type of information, I like to make sure that they have a family member with them. Angus, you do have subluxations. My intent clearly is to scare the shit out of you. That's my intent. My intent is to make you cry. It's to make you feel like you got cancer, like something terrible is happening. I get it. I get the story. Subluxations are terrible. I get that. I'm just saying there are better ways to communicate with human beings than to try to manipulate them and to scare them. We can empower them. We can give these people love and choices. We can respect them. We can give them truth and consequences, but we don't have to use fear.
Yeah.
We can empower and enable and help them to make reasonable and logical decisions that, of course, most people would make if they understood the truth about the situation.
Yeah. And not only does that, in my experience of having spoke with chiropractors around the world that you've worked with and us in our practice there too, not only does that help to skyrocket internal referrals, it builds a very different relationship also.
Absolutely. And because, as you said, most of us really are heart-centered, it feels so much better. I have docs tell me all the time, oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much for showing me a different way that I could actually communicate from my heart. I'm not memorizing scripts. I'm not, one of the things I ask docs all the time is I say, I want you to look at your visit 1, visit 2. Now, if a family member came in, would you do the same visit 1 and 2 with them? If they come from a scare model, inevitably they say, no, I'd feel very uncomfortable doing that to a family member.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is, I join the OK Corral. I'm completely ineffective. I'm inefficient. I'm a non-assertive in my communications. Oh, you want to kind of just come into your neck feels better? Okay, well that's okay, right? Because no one ever taught us, right? This one, scare the heck out of you. This one, really not say what needs to be said and find out the truth about what they want. And then there's this other one that we're going to be doing. We're going to spend several hours diving deep into each and every question you would ask a human being to help them up a series of steps to recognize that A, they really do want to get healthy and stay healthy. They want to correct their subluxations and learn ways to not recreate it. B, they really do just want to feel better.
Yeah.
Or C, they don't want anything to do with you. And I guarantee you by the end of visit 2, it'll be extremely clear which one of these they are. And the vast majority will want to get healthy and stay healthy because they understand the big picture, the big idea of what you actually do.
Yeah, brilliant. So for those of you that this kind of rings a bell with, then we want to invite you along to our Communication Masterclass, which will be in Sydney on July 5th and then again on Melbourne on July 12th there as well, where Russ will be spending the morning 3.5 hours, as he said beforehand, diving deep into the exact communication strategies, how you can shift the intent and the focus of your practice in towards this patient care, or how you can then perhaps magnify the impact that you're having now already. And in the afternoon, we've got the brilliant Karen Smith, who's going to show us, Russ will be talking very much about how we communicate this message one-to-one. And we're excited to have Karen in the afternoon who'll be talking about how do we then take this message, this brilliant message that Russ is teaching us here, how do we take this out to our community and how do we communicate this to large groups, whether it be workshops inside your practice, whether it be events at your Rotary and things like that. So not that we're just sharing a message so that people go, wow, that was really interesting, but how do we motivate them to move there as well? So you'll find more information at chiropracticmasterclass.com or perhaps beneath this video, there'll be links that you'll be able to have a look at as well. So Russ, look forward to seeing you in July and having your message shared with more wonderful chiropractors here in Australia. Thanks very much, buddy.
Aloha.